Hey, Billy Bob here. Happy Tuesday. And you know what? Today is going to be just random thoughts. I'm not going with Monday Morning Quarterback NFL edition. I'll tell you why in just a minute. But I'm doing this outside. I'm trying to work in a little more outside stuff. Typically, you see me out here. It's blue sky, azure blue sky, puffy white clouds. Today, you just see a lot of puffy gray clouds. That's the kind of day. I don't even know if it's into the 70s yet, maybe low 70s. But hey, get this one. Friday morning, gonna be in the 30s. I'm talking Southwest Florida. I'm not talking Cincinnati. I'm not talking Cleveland. I'm not talking Pittsburgh. Speaking of Pittsburgh, their main man, the Pittsburgh Steelers coach of 19 years, Mike Tomlin, is out. Now, apparently that was his own choice, but, you know, sometimes you got to got some coffee. I'll tell you about that in a minute, too. But Tomlin's out after 19 years, so coffee. We'll get back to Tom. Coffee, I said to Mrs. Billy Bob. I had about that much left in my Tervis, and there's some coffee on the stove. Mrs. Billy Bob, you know, sometimes she'll leave a cup out, doesn't drink it right away. I said, "Hey, Mrs. Billy Bob, are you going to drink this coffee, or can I poach some of it? Can I take a little bit?" And she goes, "Where'd you get it from?" I go, "It's on top of the stove." She goes, "That's from yesterday." I go, "Yesterday, all this coffee looks so brown and gray, like yesterday. Was it Donut Hole, or was it Maxwell House? Either way, it's from yesterday." Right? All right, that was bad. But, hey, good is bad. Bad is good. Today it's just good. All right, here we go. Before we get to the NFL, one thing I forgot to point out yesterday when I was talking about the Indiana-Oregon game, I don't know how much difference it would have made. It would have made a little difference, I'm sure, and that is that both starting running backs for Oregon were out for the game. Jordan Davison, and Whittington. So both of those guys didn't play a lick. Has to affect you to some degree. Does it, more pressure on the passing attack? They did have one kid who ran a little bit. He did okay, but it's not your star running backs, right? The guys you had all year long. So just pointing that out. I'm not saying that Indiana would not have won the game. Do not confuse what I'm telling you. I'm just giving you a fact, okay? Speaking of facts, all you people that freaked out about the Buckeyes and the transfer portal, just hold on. They're getting some stuff together. And one of the things we talked about, you got to re-recruit your own guys before you can go out and pay other guys, right? You got to know what you got. It's just like your monthly expenses, right? You got to know what your monthly expenses are before you won't go out and buy something that wasn't in the plan. You got to budget for these things, okay? So just hold your powder, as they say, or keep your powder dry. All right, let's see what else we got here. Well, NASCAR's got a new system. I read through it. I don't quite understand it all, but here's the bottom line is, instead of eliminations in the last 10 races, they're going to have 16 drivers compete in the last 10 races for the championship. Now they'll get some bonus points in there before they start or once they start the last 10 races. But either way, it's going to be a 10 race sprint to the end. Guy with the most points wins. There could be some challenges, just like back in the day when guys run away with it with 2 or 3 races to go, and it's not as interesting. I thought the format that they had was pretty good. Maybe it got stale. It's been around a while, so we'll see. Golf, Brooks Koepka back to the PGA. You interested? You happy? You sad? Don't give a damn? All right, NFL. We talked about Mike Tomlin, right? He's out as of today. Apparently, he stepped down. It's his choice. They're out after last night's game against the Houston Texans. Got smoked, a little bit smoked, especially in the fourth quarter. And now the number one and number two longest tenured coach in the NFL, they're both out. Tomlin at 19 years, John Harbaugh at 18 years. Now, Harbaugh, you can go either way. Was he fired? Was it a mutual decision? Doesn't matter. He was there 18 years, Tomlin 19. Here's the crazy thing. The AFC Central, which is the Steelers, the Browns, the Bengals, and the stinking Ravens, 3 of the 4 coaches are out, and the only guy that ain't out went 6-12, 5-13, or 5-12, 6-11, whatever it was, and that's Zach Taylor of the Cincinnati Bengals. Could you imagine if all 4 coaches were fired and that there were no current coaches in the AFC Central? Well, that's random thoughts for a Tuesday. The NFL playoffs are coming up Saturday and Sunday, 2 games each day. And you had, you got the Broncos and the Bills are at 4:30 on Saturday. Then you got the late game at 8 o'clock. And then you got Sunday at 3 o'clock. And then I know you got the Bears at 6:30. So, let's see. You got the Niners playing somebody, I think, Saturday night. We'll get it together. It doesn't matter right this minute. Last thing I got to tell you, and maybe you're already gone, but if you're not gone, pay attention. I'm not as excited, I don't know what it is, about the NFL games. I'll tell you a little story. Maybe I'll tell you tomorrow because we're running long, but I'm just not as excited. Now, maybe I need a bye week, right? Maybe that was it. Maybe it's just a long season. It started in August. It's now January, middle of January, right? Tomorrow's the 14th. That's the middle of January, folks. I know there's 31 days, but we're there. We're on the precipice. So, I don't know. I didn't get as cranked up this weekend, so we'll see. We'll see. It's a wrap. America. Land of the free because of the brave. Stay focused, America. Billy Bob, peace out.